Hi everyone, I am Nathan Fletcher, and my Capstone client is the Global Livingston Institute. This is a nonprofit, an NGO, run out of East Africa but with an office in Denver, Colorado. I was introduced to the organization by a faculty member at CU Denver, Jamie Van Leeuwen, who has taught a couple of my courses, and it will be serving as my client for this project. He's the CEO of the organization. They're a community development organization that looks to put forth sustainable and equitable manners of community development in developing regions. Their primary focus, obviously, is East Africa, primarily that being Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya. For my research, I'll be investigating recycling in Uganda, specifically in the city of Kabale. Uganda has an issue that a lot of developing countries in the 21st century have had, is that massive urbanization is creating huge infrastructure problems. From 1971 to 2021, the World Bank census said that urbanization rose from 7% to 26% in Uganda, which is just a massive leap, not what developed countries are experiencing at all. And that creates issues, especially for solid waste management. A lot of these countries don't have formal solid waste management, or at least not on the national level. So capital cities like Kampala might have formal arrangements, but smaller cities, 100,000 and less, often are just left to their own devices, or it just doesn't happen. It's burnt, and that affects a lot of plastic that's used. Currently, Uganda as a nation only is able to recycle approximately 6% of its plastic output of its consumed plastic, which puts it about 36 out of its 600 daily metric tons of plastic consumed, and that's just it's way below where it should be, and it causes environmental and social damage as it piles up or it's burned improperly, creating toxic fumes. So as such, the GLI has created two centers, one in Lira, one in Kabale. They're large-scale recycling centers where they collect with a buyback option to the people that bring the plastic and compress it and then sell off to other centers who can then export it and create economic influx into the country. Plastic that's been used, specifically plastic bottles, because they're by far the most common single-use plastic that we see. And so they're looking to increase their collection, obviously, as that's clearly a problem. And so we're trying to investigate what are the factors that contribute to increased participation. Is it awareness? Is it access? Are there cultural, social, age-related, other demographic-related factors that might influence willingness to participate in a collection program? Does it matter, your income, your education level? There's a lot of things that could affect it. So we're still I'm in the middle of revising my literature review. I've had great input from Dr. Broliard, and from there, we're going to identify some of the key issues in the literature that seem to have strong indications on whether or not people will recycle, or relationship at least with that. We're going to put together a survey to administer in Kabale while I'm there. I leave actually today, hop on a flight in a few hours for Kabale, and I'll be there for 6 weeks. So hopefully we'll have my part 1, including my methodology, approved within 2 weeks or so. That way I can spend several weeks doing data collection, come home, do analysis, and then provide recommendations, not only for Kabale, but for the Lira location, which is about 12 hours north. And I won't be spending much time there, but I'll spend a couple days there just so I can see their operations, so that I can better make recommendations that are applicable. That said, I'm super excited. We're going to be basically investigating what factors encourage recycling in the community. This is a social problem, a public policy problem, and a problem for my client. So I really look forward to getting there, having a very eye-opening experience, no doubt, and working with a great client. So thank you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to watching all of your proposals.